Alright, my name is Richard Glenn Pickering, and I'm making this video because I want to make some statements about what I see happening in our country and around the world, and basically what I believe is the only legitimate answer that we have. And I want to separate it because I believe that there's different things happening, and I believe that we have, well, really what I see is that we have a president and his elite group, or his branch. It's an oligarchy, and he's the front man, and he's a major problem with what he's doing. And what I see them doing basically is making a huge power grab. I see our presidential branch and his few elite friends are ultimately going to try to fundamentally change our country by setting unprecedented precedents. by doing things that have never been done before, and then setting precedent for it to continue in that manner. And it's going to totally, what I see happening is totally disrupting our checks and balances in our government. And what I mean by that is, and if you pay attention at all, then you've already kind of witnessed it, and I think you're going to witness it a lot more. And it's the phrases of I need, Congress is the problem, Congress doesn't want to do their job, Congress, I need to be able to go around Congress, circumvent Congress through executive order or whatever means possible. I need to be able to go around Congress, and I think you're going to hear that more and more, and it's going to become it's just going to become natural to hear that. And then ultimately I believe that's what they're going to go for, is to make the presidential branch of government more powerful than the Congress or the judicial, and ultimately that will lead to a straight just dictatorship. And that's what I believe, and you can hold me to it, because I believe that you'll witness those exact statements more and more and more as the months and in the next year or so, that I need to be able to go around Congress, I need to circumvent Congress, I'm going along without them, they won't do their job, they won't do anything, and I need to be able to do it without them, and he's going to just start making legislation and making rules and laws, and circumvent Congress and make them irrelevant. And I'm just stating that because I want you to watch. I want people to watch and call their congressmen and ask them why they're not doing anything about it. And that's how you can kind of be involved in that, is really by watching it and not being blindsided by it. But anyway, I see that as a problem, and then I see all of our other problems, which are numerous. You know, I mean, we got some issues. We got a lot of good in this country, I mean, that we don't focus on, and I really think we need to begin to focus on the good in this country. But we have our issues, and everything else, not everything, but the majority of everything else, what I see the cause of it is, Congress and our judicial branch and our debt and Wall Street and corporations and all these other problems that seem to just escalate. I see as just a direct reflection of us as people, and what we've accepted, and basically in the manner that we behave in one manner, and then when it doesn't work or we don't like it, when another person behaves in that manner. And I'm not calling anyone out or pointing the finger, because it's me and my family and friends, and it's all of us. We've kind of got this notion and been raised in the last, I don't know how long, but this generation's really been raised up on a belief that as long as I'm good, I'm a good person on the inside, I'm going to be alright. And no, that's not really the truth, okay? Your actions matter. The things that you do matters. Your integrity and your courage to stand up for what's right matters. And blindly accepting things is not okay, and looking the other way is not okay. You don't have to force your values or your beliefs on anyone else. That's not what I'm saying here. But I'm saying that we need to get past this thing of that we need to accept everybody, and blah. I don't want to sound bad in this. we need to accept all other cultures and, you know, intermesh and intermingle, and no, we don't. We have a wonderful culture. We need to make it what it is and what it was, and it's integrity, honesty, courage to stand up for what's right, and do the right things, and take care of our elderly, take care of each other, be honest, don't steal, don't lie, don't cheat. Is there always going to be lying, stealing, cheating? Of course there's going to be, but as a society, do we need to accept it, and rather than look at it as, yes, that's going to happen, but it's unacceptable, as the norm, okay? You don't leave your, you know what I'm saying? It's the norm. You expect to have people lie, cheat, and steal from you, rather than, you know, the opposite, and that's not okay. Not that you should be blindsided by it. You have to, you know, keep your eyes open to everything, but I believe the majority of our problems are a direct reflection of us as an entitled society who's been free, you know, and it's not just America, it's the free world. The free world has had freedom, and basically we've had it handed to us, and even our, you know, I mean, there's a small percentage of our military, which is a small percentage, that has been fighting a war for 10 years that's not really a reality to the rest of us. And I thank them, and I appreciate them, and I pray for them all the time, and I know that they understand the value of what we have, because they go to the places and see the people that don't have their human rights respected, you know. But basically, I could go on forever, and I usually do, and I don't mean to, but what I'm saying is that our problems are a direct reflection of us as people, and what we accept, to be okay, and what we accept as the norm. We need to not accept the norm. Okay, we need to really change. We need to change directions in the manner that we teach our children. You know, we need to really focus on integrity and courage and hard work ethic. You know, and focus on these things and change our culture. You know, restore it. Really, we don't need to change it. We need to restore it to something that resembles what it used to be, and that will fix our problems, I believe, you know. And but basically what I see that works, it's the only thing that I really see that works. You can, and it's to really change yourself. If you want to see the change yourself, you know, and be the change that you want to see in others, you know. I hear that, and I've said that before, but understanding the difference of what the actual action and advocating for something and actually doing something are two different things, and that's somewhere where it gets lost, and it's been lost with me. But what I found is that advocating for the change that you'd like to see in others is not the same as being the change. Being the change means doing the work, okay? If you would like to see, you just ask yourself, you know, and this is, if you're interested in changing the world, as I am, then you just ask yourself what you would like to see. You know, I would like to see people be more involved in their children's education. So don't advocate for that. Don't try to get other parents to do the thing. Just do it. Just be involved. Change your life. Change your situation. Take extra time with your children. Yes, I know it's work, but if that's what you really want to see, and you would take the time to advocate for it, don't advocate for it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but if you want to see real change and you want to see results, then do the work. Be the change you want to see in others, and don't think that advocating for it means that you're being it, because it's not. That's something else. That means that if you'll notice, when you advocate for something, you get other people to advocate for it. And, you know, and it goes on, and yeah, that's good. I'm not saying that's bad, but if you do the work of what you really want to see, you want to see more community involvement, more community service, then just get some gloves on, get some trash bags, get your kids, and go do some community service. Go down to a road and pick up trash. Don't advocate for it. Don't even, just do it. And I promise, if you be the change you want to see in others, that's how you make real change. And that's basically something that I wanted to share with you guys. And you know, make the statement about our president, because I find that is totally separate. I don't find our president or any of his presidential branch or any of his elite group a reflection of any of us. I don't see any, to be honest with you, and I'm not racist, I'm using judgments by his actions. Judge a man by his action, not by his words. If you judge this man by his words, then he's God. But if you judge him by his actions, then he's a dictator. I mean, I'm not making things up. Just look at his actions. Look what he said. But I don't see anything American about this presidential administration. Anything. I don't see a reflection of any of us. It's something totally foreign, and it's something totally different. And we need to keep our eye on it, because we have this notion that everything will be okay. No. No. Everything will not be okay if we don't allow it to be, and we don't stand up for what's right. If we don't call evil out, you know, and do the right thing. I mean, it's just the truth, you know. I'm not saying that everything's gonna be crazy or anything. I'm just saying that do the right thing as a person. You know, there's a lot going on in in the world today and right now, and there's a lot going on around our country. You know, there's a lot of protests. And yeah, I've made jokes about it and stuff, but it's serious, and this is the one concern I have about the uprising here in the States, is that they have legitimate complaints. There's legitimate complaints behind it, and you know, we do have corporate welfare, and I mean, just it's bad. Everybody knows that we have huge problems. I'm not going to get into all of them, but what I'm saying is this, okay? There's legitimate complaints, and there's some that aren't, and there's everything in between. But I believe that as this continues and escalates, and I'm saying next spring, summer, it's going to escalate. There's a lot of people that are, and if you pay attention, then you know that there's a lot of people who will take advantage of this type of situation and use it for their own benefit. And whether that's our president or other people, I believe there's a lot of socialist, communist, Islamist people taking advantage of these uprisings, you know. But basically, regardless of where you stand with them, and if it escalates, and it may never even affect you, you may just live your life. But if you find yourself standing with a group of people, and I really don't care if you're asking for redistribution of wealth, that's fine. That's an honest, that's a honest standing, you know. If you're being honest and accurate about your account, and you feel and agree with these people, I don't care what it's for. The only thing I ask of you as my family and friends and anyone else who might watch this is to denounce violence, no matter what. You know, if you're standing with somebody for something that you believe in, that's a good thing. But if you're standing with somebody and they're acting in a violent manner or having violent behavior, then you need to denounce that person and not stand with them, and call it out for what it is. Don't look the other direction because the person that's having this behavior shares your same viewpoints and are trying to move in the right direction. And don't be co-opted by violence. Okay, that's the only thing I ask. I don't care where you stand on any viewpoints, because we all live in different parts of the world and country, and different things matter to us, and we all have different views. You know, you might want more government control of the means of the means of production, or you might want different things than me, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Even as my family, we don't have to agree. But the thing about it, the one thing that we need to agree on always and no matter what, is stand up against violence and call it out. Don't look in the other direction. That's the worst thing you can do. Looking in the other direction and not staring violence, evil really is what it is, in the face, and standing up to it is evil itself. I mean, it's just the truth, you know. That's the truth, and that's all I ask of you is don't stand with anybody who's being violent, and don't look the other way, and don't justify racism, don't justify bigotry, don't justify any kind of unfair treatment of people. And that doesn't mean, I don't know, I could go on forever, I apologize, but I'm just saying violence. Stand up against it regardless of what you're standing for, because ultimately in the end violence isn't going to help you. Violence is only going to make your cause insignificant. Stand up, but non-violently if you choose to stand, and call violence out for what it is and don't look the other way in blind acceptance.